Hello everyone! In this video, we're going to do basically a quick little refresher interior cleaning for my personal vehicle. I didn't have a whole lot of time, but you can see just how out of shape my vehicle has gotten. And I really wanted to try a few new products that I've had just sitting on the shelf for a little while now. So sit back and enjoy this interior cleaning with me. Now, if you're a little confused on how a detailer's vehicle got just this bad, a lot of it boils down to me having a 3-year-old. But not to put all the blame on him, I also just don't have the energy to sometimes to keep up with it after working on someone else's vehicle all day long. So I'm really bad about just throwing things in there and never touching them again, especially when it comes to my trunk because it's filled to the brim with just random items. Now these mats could have really used a good pressure washing, which I actually thought about doing, but it was going to cut into my time way too much, so we're really just giving them a quick little vacuum and just moving on. I'm using DIY Detail's Interior Clean and Protect because of the anti-static properties that it has, just to try and help loosen up anything that's really trapped inside these fibers. As for the back seat mats though, they don't really get stepped on often, more so they get spills and just random crumbs on them. I'm actually giving their interior ceramic spray a try. As you can see, I had to go back to make sure I was doing it right. But I'm really wetting the carpet down, brushing it into the fibers, and doing the same thing but in a different direction, just to really coat everything and give this product a try because I've actually never used an interior ceramic before. So this should make the backseat cleaning a lot easier when trying to maintain things. But if it works well enough down the line, after I clean the front ones, I'll definitely be coating them as well, just to make life a little bit easier. Now I don't normally take the mats out first thing, but I did plan on pressure washing them and just wanted to have enough time for them to dry. But it still worked out since the interior ceramic needed to dry for a little bit, and then I applied a second coating after about an hour or so. Now at this stage of the detail, before I put any chemicals on the interior, I really like to dust everything out, just so I don't gunk up my brushes, my towels, you name it. Surprisingly, I actually haven't taken the time to invest in an air compressor or anything like that yet, which would probably speed this process up a lot, especially because I do get a little carried away with dusting every little thing. But it's actually kind of therapeutic. Seeing just how much cleaner things look after a simple dusting is really nice. Also, before we get too deep into this detail, like I said, I'm not striving for perfection in any sense. I'm actually on a bit of a time crunch because I need to pick up my son from the babysitter in time to take him home for his nap and get there early enough so once he's done with his nap, I can go pick up my fiance from work. So again, we're really just going for a little refresher. I'm kind of just hitting the main points that I can and moving on. There's all sorts of things I'd like to replace inside my car. I need a steering wheel cover, things of that nature. So I'm not entirely too worried about things, knowing that I'll tackle them at a later date. And if I come back to put the interior ceramic on everything, at least this little refresher kind of took the brunt work out of the way. Unfortunately, I have what's known as the impossible carpet, so things get really entangled within these fibers. So with this vacuum, I'm trying to just get as much as I can right off the bat, but I'm fine with skipping over a few things because I always do a final vacuum, and because I'll come back with the interior clean and protect to try and help loosen things up. as well as a drill brush for a little bit of agitation. And if you couldn't tell, I'm just a little bit of a fan of nacho fries from Taco Bell. I always put the cup in my driver's side door, and so that's where all these nasty crumbs have come from. And I totally didn't use this 3-second clip as an excuse to get more. I always like to split my interior cleaners down the middle of the dash, just to really get a before and after. And I was pleasantly surprised by just how, not necessarily a matte appearance, but more of an OEM that this product gave. I'm not a glossy or greasy dressing kind of guy. I've actually been a huge fan of 303's interior protectant for that reason. But I actually really liked how simple this turned out, and to just be able to clean and protect in the same stage speeds things up immensely. I'm also really bad about my microfiber towels unfolding in my hands, so I prefer to use a little scrub ninja like this when I can. Yeah, going back to the previous comment about needing a steering wheel cover, yeah, this clearly has no texture on it whatsoever. But after the cleaning, it actually felt really nice in my hands because it wasn't greasy or slick. As a detailer, it was heartbreaking to see that this gum was left in the cup holder and was stuck on. There's a 99.9% chance that it was my doing by accident. But for the sake of the video, we're just gonna say it was my fiance. But what was heartbreaking was I couldn't get it out with the tools I had on hand. I could have went inside, got my steamer, all that stuff, but I really just did not have the time, and after realizing how stuck on it was, I just had to let it go for now until later. It may or may not be in my car still currently, and just covered up with an air freshener. But thankfully I did get quite a bit of it out, just not 100% sadly. In this clear bottle, I actually have a dilution of rinseless wash as a makeshift quick detailer. I always leave it in my car, but clearly I haven't used it quite as much as I should. I mean, just look at the door jams. I don't even know how that's possible. It looks like I basically step on the door jams just to get inside the car. And I don't know how, but there's like soda stains in almost every cup holder. And I don't even drink sodas that often. Like, my body actually doesn't like when I drink sodas. So I'm not sure where it all came from, but to be fair, it's probably been well over a year since I've cleaned the car. You can see me struggling with this console a little bit because it likes to move back and forth. But I truly thought that that was discoloration on top. But after cleaning it, it came right off and had so much more of a uniform appearance, I couldn't believe it. At this point of the detail, I've got about 10 or so minutes until I need to wrap up. And my wrists are really bad about cramping up, especially after how fast I was moving here. I actually chose to use this cheap little tool just to help give me a little extra leverage and to move a little bit quicker on my personal vehicle. Otherwise, I probably would have used something a little more plush. Oh, and don't mind my ID on the rearview mirror. This was also my first time using Nick's favorite glass towel from DIY Detail, and wow, it was very plush. I'm used to using just like thinner waffle weave towels, but for a car with this much film on the inside, that towel was very nice. Especially with my hands that were already cramping up, it was nice to not have as many pressure points. that was just a quick little refreshing interior detail, just to try and get a few things knocked out while I had just a little bit of time, and to get the chance to try out a few of these new products. Overall, I'm very happy with how things turned out. I mean, as long as the customer's happy, right? And I'm the customer in this situation, so I'm beyond happy with how things turned out. Just a little bit of stain removal and all that goes a long way. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and had a good time just hanging out and watching this little refresher. And that's that. See ya.